Grab your cup. I think all of us, if we're honest, would love to create our life the way we want, right? We would love to just feel free to have amazing relationships and to feel lit up with joy and on purpose and to have bodies that feel really good and vibrant and have a lot of energy, right? Who doesn't want that? But most people feel like I'm just surviving my life. I've got the life that I've got. I'm going through the same motions every day. A lot of the same things show up. I feel stuck in the same kinds of patterns all the time. Patterns maybe in relationships, like here we go again. Here are the same fights. Here's the same upsets. Here's the same circumstances. So how do you create the life that you want rather than keep living over and over the things that you don't want? What's really important and critical for that is to complete your past. So when I say complete the past, you might be like, what do you mean complete my past? My past is behind me. It is behind you in time, but if you haven't completed it, it keeps showing up in front of you. It keeps being in your present and the expected future. The predictable, probable future that you're going to have will be more of the same from your past if you don't complete it. So how do I complete that? Well, a couple of things are really, really important. One is blame. If you hold blame anywhere around your parents and your childhood, if you hold blame against people that you've been in relationships with, and listen, I get that you might be right about it. They might have done terrible things. They might be completely wrong, no doubt. But if you're choosing to hold blame about them and how that impacted your life, you will be bringing that into your future. You cannot be on a blank slate and create something new if you hold blame or unforgiveness. It might feel good to stay right about it. It might feel good to not take responsibility and blame someone else, but it's going to stop you from having the life that you want. 100%, I promise. Another thing that's important is healing your wounds. So that's a pretty common thing we hear about all the time, or at least I do. Maybe it's because of the work that I'm in. But our wounds are the things that happened as a result of, it happened to us as a result of the different events in our past. The things you're holding blame about, you're probably holding blame because it wounded you. Wounds means it changed you and how you see and think about yourself in some way, shape, or form. So when we don't heal the wounds, we just keep moving through from a wounded place, then we're always protecting ourselves to not be wounded again. And when you're always in that protection mode, you're going to be stuck in those patterns. You're not free to create from an open blank slate. You're wounded. So healing your wounds is very important. And the third thing for this conversation anyway that I want to share with you about completing your past is embracing yourself and all of the parts of you. I work primarily with women, sometimes with men as well, but primarily with women. And what I can see is probably just so much about being human, but definitely with women and with myself, is a resistance and a rejection of parts of us. Like, I'm just not good enough. Maybe it's my body. Maybe it's my background. Maybe it's my money. Maybe it's whatever it is, my intellect. But there's places where we just resist and reject parts of ourselves. If you don't stop doing that and embrace all of yourself, and also embrace the choices that you've made, even when there were mistakes, the things that you hide from people, and you try to pretend, never happened, choices that you made or whatever. If you don't embrace yourself, then that's always going to be in your future as a source of shame or disappointment. Embracing yourself, I heard this term, I don't even remember where, but it made such sense. Learning to love and embrace yourself is like learning how to hug a cactus. You've got to learn how to hug the cactus. So I don't think I've ever been in the presence of, cactus that are as big as me, like you would see in the desert. I know the little ones that come, I could fit on my windowsill, but the big ones that you would see if you were really out in the desert, and what it would take to hug them, like they have those really big, long spikes. It's not easy. It might hurt. But when you learn how to hug the cactus, meaning embrace you and love all of the parts of you, not just the parts that look shiny and bright on the outside that you're willing to show to people, but the parts that are in the shadow, the parts that you've been trying to avoid and resist, that is going to make a huge difference for you being able to create your life going forward. So the 3 things from this conversation you want to remember is healing your wounds so that you don't keep being wounded in your life, letting go of blame, even if you're right about it. Let go of the blame where people hurt you or it didn't go as you wanted and therefore your life is this way. And embrace all the parts of yourself. Hug your cactus. If you don't know how to do that, drop me a line and we can talk about it. That's the work that I do, because it was decades of my life and what I wanted for my life. But also, if you have done some of that, put a comment down. Yes, I've given up blame. Yes, I've learned to forgive. Yes, I've been on the journey of loving myself. I would love to hear that from you as well. And it also shows other people that it's possible. So go ahead and share that part of it too. Drop me a comment. Have a good day.